John Kelly, 6x6 Design, and I'm back here again to talk about some more WordPress how-to stuff on my WordPress how-to demonstration site. It's at 6x6design.com/WordPress. And as you can see again, we have basically just a default WordPress 2010 installation theme here, and we're just doing stuff. You can refer to my prior videos about basic WordPress use and blogging. But in this particular video series, we're going to get involved with website administration. And with that, that means you have to have full admin permissions to be able to use your website. Now, depending on if you're the website owner, this is probably the video for you, especially if you're new to this. And if you are new to this and you just jump to it, here's what you want to do. Go right back to the very beginning of my video series and start with Intro to WordPress and work your way up. Otherwise, the things that I show you in here aren't going to make much sense. So I highly recommend that. Don't waste your time. Go back and review my other videos, please. So, assuming that you've been using WordPress a little bit now and you have admin permissions, we're going to log in as an admin, and we're going to talk about some different stuff here, in particular how to work with the sidebar here, how to work with the menu, how to change things on the page. There's a lot of things that we can do here that you can't do if you're not an admin of the website. Okay, if you remember, we talked about making different user levels. Admin is the highest permission available. The next one down will be editor, which is commonly what we set up new website owners with until they get a hang of WordPress so they don't mess it up too bad. But now you want to get your fingers dirty, so we're going to log in as an admin. Okay, so we give you your admin username and password. We log in. Okay, now the big difference here with an admin is you got all kinds of stuff going on over here to the left that you can really mess up if you tried. Okay, so things like such as your appearance, adding plugins, editing, different tools, importing, exporting, all kinds of good stuff. Okay, reality is you're probably not going to use it a whole lot, but I'm not going to go into grave detail about everything here, but what I do want to talk about are things that you're commonly going to use as a website owner. And one of the probably the most important things here would be if you wanted to organize content on your sidebar of your website. And to do that, what I want to do is I want to go to my appearance menu and I want to go to widgets. Now widgets, just so you know, what we have here are all available widgets that WordPress gives you by default. There are all these little things in here. They all do stuff. Over here is our sidebar, is basically a holder. They call it the primary widget area. You might as well just call it sidebar area, that holds all that stuff. Okay, so we can add all that stuff over there into our sidebar if we wish. Now in our sidebar we have actually a whole bunch of them. We have a secondary widget area, we have a first one, we have a second one, we have a footer widget area, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in other words, at the bottom of the website we have 4 boxes that go from left to right across the footer. Okay, we have our secondary widget area, which right now has nothing in it. Okay, same with these. I can click on each of these and show you we don't have anything in there, but we're going to put stuff in there just to show you how this whole thing works. Okay, but right now in our primary widget area we have a search box, we have recent posts, we have comments, we have archives, categories, and meta. And meta is our login. Okay, so when I click on that thing, if I don't want it to be called meta and I just want to change that to, let's say, admin, okay, well that's all I have to do. Type that in there, click save, and there you go. Now I'm going to teach you another trick about using WordPress in the admin panel. Okay, and that is open up another browser tab with your website. So what I do is I'm going to take my website and I'm going to open it up in a new tab. That way I can flip back and forth and see what's going on here without doing a whole lot. So remember what I did there is I changed that thing that said meta and I changed it to admin. So as you can see, it changes the title. Okay, now when I go back into my widget area, same thing with categories. If I wanted to give it a new title, I can. If not, it defaults to categories. If I want to make my categories a drop-down list or show the counts, so how many posts are in there, show the hierarchy, whatever the case may be. Same thing with archives. If I want to show the counts, which I normally like to do, or make it a drop-down menu. Same thing with comments. I can determine how many comments to show. Recent posts, how many posts to show, and same thing. You can rename the title whatever you wish. And the search box is just that, a search box. You can just change the title and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to save that because I told it to show the post counts. Same thing with that. So now when I go to my front end of my website here and I click on the refresh button, now it adds my counts to those three things right there. Okay. Alright, now if I wanted to change the order of these, maybe I want comments above posts. I could do that. Here's how you do that. First off, close that little box back up, collapse it by hitting close. Alright, I normally like to leave them closed just because I'm kind of anal that way. Okay, so if I go to comments, notice that when I move my mouse over the bar, that has a crosshair, so we can click and hold that and we can actually drag that, and notice that it puts a dotted line up there, and now I just move that up there. Maybe I want to take search and put it down here. Okay, there is no save. As soon as you move those in or out or in any order, it automatically saves for you. So when I go to the front of the website now, remember, you're not going to see this until you refresh the page. So whatever browser you're using, find the reload or refresh button and click it. And there you go. It shows you your changes. You notice I moved the search down and I moved these in that order. Okay, so again, this whole thing here, the sidebar, is what's called a widget container. Now, if I don't want things in there, I can always take any one of these and I can drag it and just get rid of it, drop it out of there somewhere, put it out in the space. I could also do this. I could also just go down here and delete it, and it'll do the same thing. Now, don't worry about it. It doesn't go away permanently because it's still over here. Okay, so I could take categories, I could drag it and drop it and stick it right back in there again if I want to, in whatever order I wish, and set it back up. It's that simple. Okay, so these are all the default ones that come with it. And this one here is one that you're going to use from time to time. It's called a text widget, where you can just put text or HTML into that box. So maybe I go to my secondary widget area, which is going to be below my main sidebar, and I'm going to call it John's text widget test, and that's going to be the title. Now I'm going to say this is the content, the text widget. Okay, and then I can put HTML in here too, which means I can style it and do all that. So if you know a little about HTML, then you can always go in here and add that stuff if you wish. This is handy when you get, let's say, Google Maps and you get an iframe code. You copy and paste it in here, it'll automatically put it in there for you. So now I click on save. I can close that up. I can go to front of my website, refresh, and remember I moved that search down, and now there you go, John's text widget test, and it typed in the text. So it fits it into the space that's provided for it, and the more text I put in there, the longer it gets. Alright, so that is a neat thing that you can use. Now another thing you can do too is down here it says inactive widgets. It says drag widgets here to remove them from the sidebar but keep their settings. So for example, if I just delete this text and I took it and drag it over here somewhere, it's gone. Okay, I can always put a new text widget in there, but I put stuff in there. So if I want to save it because maybe I'll use it later, I put it down here under inactive, and that's all you have to do. So this is the widget area. This is something that you can use to control your sidebars. Maybe I want to take this text widget and maybe put it down here in the footer area. Okay, maybe I want to put a tag cloud, which we haven't talked about yet, but we'll put a tag cloud down there. And maybe in the footer area I also want to put another search form. And maybe in the fourth one I want to put my categories. I don't know. I'm just putting stuff in there for now. So I go to the front of my website. I refresh the page. Notice it's gone now from a secondary sidebar. But look at it did in my footer area. Okay. I got my text widget here. I got, this is just the title of the website there. I have tags, if there are any, they would appear here. I got my search, and over here I have my categories. Okay, so these are the 4 boxes down here that you can add additional content to. And that's what widgets are all about. Gives you flexibility. Now, as a developer, I could take these, I can make a widget area as many as you want, wherever you want, anywhere on the page. Okay, which does not come default with WordPress. It's something that I do. It's something I know how to do well. So if you have a special need or request, just let me know about that. So that's going to do it now for the beginning of our admin tutorial series. We're going to get deeper and deeper, don't worry. So I'll see you in the next video.